Hello and good morning, my fiery friends. Welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I'm your host, the Infernoman here, and hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you are at. So I see some of you are coming in right now, so good morning was I see on their Dense Planet and Mono Musa. Hello, my fire friends. How you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So we've had a couple of mishaps over the past couple days where I've been unable to kind of get the stream off, but thankfully we do have a little bit of time this morning, so I'm going to squeeze in what I've been meaning to do at least for the past couple of days. But what deck are we going to be playing today for the weekend? Well, I'm glad you asked. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's jump into it and show you exactly what we're going to be playing today. Alright, so this was originally meant to be for the midweek magic event and we just could not fire it off. But today we're going to say, you know what, I actually love my character enough where I want to still do this one no matter what. So without further ado, join me today in the Brawl format for a fun casual deck that's based around Fire Lord Zuko. This is the Fire Lord of Exile. So, as always, for those of you that are coming in right now and are trying to get yourself seated, here's of course how we're going to be doing this. As always, we'll of course cover the deck itself. We're going to go over the stats of the deck, every single card that we're putting in. We'll play as many matches as we can in a budget format for the first half of the stream. And then once we get to the second half of the stream, we'll show you an upgraded version of the deck to show you how you can really make this deck shine if you actually want to go all out with it. So let's go ahead and start with stats of the deck. Long-time viewers of the channel know how we do it. We have to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So the Fire Lord of Exile today is going to be a Marduk deck. It's going to be using white, black, and red with an average mana curve about 2.5. We'll be rocking 19 creatures in the deck. We have 15 instants, 8 sorceries, 7 artifacts, 9 enchantments, 2 planeswalkers, and 40 lands. So Fire Lord Zuko here, he's amazing. This is actually his full, again, frozen, at the end of Avatar. This is, again, his, I don't want to say, like, final form, but this is, of course, what he eventually becomes, which is actually an amazing story arc for the character. A true character that has gone through redemption of starting off as a character, as you can see, where's his actual regular card at? Here he is. So, at the beginning of his journey here, Zuko Exiled Prince, where he was exiled because he spoke up in a war meeting with all the head generals with his father. His father sadly faced off against him, scarred him, as you can see right here, which actually looks pretty gnarly. However, he still sent him off, hoping to find the Avatar in order to restore the honor that he once so wanted to claim so much. So that's where it's represented here with Zuko Exiled Prince, and you can kind of see here with the flavor text. Later on to the story, though, however, he does run into the Avatar, and he actually ends up befriending him. However, he still is conflicted, as you can see right here, literally Zuko conflicted here, with trying to figure out where he should be at. So actually, this card pretty much kind of sums up actually a really good way of seeing where he's at. This is like at the end of season 2, by the way. And then from here, despite the fact he unfortunately, again, spoiler alert, he kind of betrays the Avatar team to see if he can actually try to restore himself, he does manage to make himself back to his father in season 3. However, it wasn't quite what he was expecting, and he kind of is doing it on a bit of a lie. However, after some trials and tribulations, he knows what he has to do. So thankfully, he does manage to actually defect one more time and tries to go back to the Avatar team. He manages to reconcile, helps, of course, join their side to make sure to set things right. And thankfully afterwards, once the war is over, he then assumes his rightful place as Fire Lord here and actually represents himself very well here. So with this card, as he was exiled, literally that's what his actual main card does here. And it's such a good flavor, by the way. So we'll get started with that. Fire Lord Zuko here, 2/4 human noble ally with firebending X, where X is Fire Lord Zuko's power. So that kind of represents, again, how he gains strength, if you will, as of course his firebending gets stronger and stronger as the time goes on. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control. So that pretty much represents, again, what Zuko has gone through. So despite being exiled, and despite all the stuff that he's gone through, he still gains strength through that. And that's where it's represented in the card. Sorry, I usually don't go over the deep lore of cards like this, but this is actually a really, really amazing card design, and I actually love what this does. Actually, I might get a copy of Zuko for myself, and I actually might build a whole deck around him. And paper, by the way. But until then, let's go over again how we want to take advantage of Zuko here. So, Fire Lord Zuko, in this sense, as it's pretty much straightforward. We want cards to get exiled, and we want to cast them for exile to start pumping up the team. With that, we'll have a little bit of extra support with +1/+1 counter shenanigans to help us, again, get the most value out of Zuko. So to do that, let's go over now the cards themselves. So Cloud Shift here. In the 1-drop slot, exile a creature, then return it to the battlefield. In other words, a blink effect. By doing this, just simply for 1 mana, just start pumping up everything really quickly here. Fragmentize here is mostly for artifact and enchantment hate. Getaway Glamour here, same thing. It can either get rid of a creature we don't want to deal with here, or we can just use it to blink something back that we have. Source of Plowshare also is exiling, but mostly it's just, again, for spot removal itself. Bloodchief's Thirst here, also for more spot removal, along with Bone Shards here. We'll have Cut Down as well. So this is just mostly a lot of hodgepodge when it comes to just a lot of things that we want just to make sure we can just keep things off the field and clear so our stuff can get through, like Fatal Push here. We'll also utilize here a small handful of actual adventure cards, because these cards are actually pretty good with Zuko here, because the adventure side means that we will cast it for that adventure side, then the card is in exile, and then we can cast it later on from exile, of course, which pumps up Zuko here. So Foulmire Knight, draw a card, lose life, then later on just cast it as a 1/1 Death Touch creature. We have a little bit of extra value here with cards of sacrifice, such as Greedy Freeboater. When it dies, scry 1, make a treasure token for some ramping. Zuko's Conviction here, again, more great flavor for the deck itself. Actually, for the entire deck, we throw in every single card that does reference Zuko here that actually is relevant to the deck. So Zuko's Conviction here just brings back a creature card from our graveyard to our hand. If we cast it for the kicker cost at instant speed, we can bring that card back to the battlefield tapped. I love this card also because it is at instant speed. So with Firebending, in theory, you could actually do some combat shenanigans with this if this actually manages to work out timing-wise. I have a couple more cards here that don't mind getting killed and exiled, so such as Clockwork Percussionist here. It dies, it exiles the top card of your library, and you can play that card until the end of your next turn. So again, goes well with Zuko here, along with cards like Experimental Synthesizer. The card enters or leaves the battlefield, you can exile the top card of your library, and you can play that card. Strike It Rich here again for more ramping purposes, like with its making treasure tokens. Zuko's Offense here, again, it's just a very, very slow shock, but honestly, it's in here for flavor purposes. Of course, you can replace it with whatever you want, but again, flavor purposes is what I'm shooting for here. Airbender's Ascension here, one of the few cards that doesn't represent Zuko, but it is good for our deck still. When this enchantment enters, you airbend up to one target creature, which means you exile it, and then later on it can be cast for 2 mana rather than its mana cost. If you manage to get at least 4 quest counters on the Ascension here, then it basically just becomes a nice little engine where you can use this to keep blinking stuff back and forth, and this again will trigger Zuko over and over again. We have more instant speed blinking here, like cards like Flicker of Fate, where we can use this to exile creatures or enchantments and bring them back to the battlefield. Justice Star's Portal does the same thing, and also will give the creature first strike until end of turn. Shrouded Shepherd here, another one of our adventures, gives on the sorcery side here, creatures that an opponent controls -1/-1 until end of turn, so it's a small level Wrath, and when the regular creature actually enters, target creature we call gets +2/+2 until end of turn. This actually can go very well with Zuko himself because this pumps him up and also can increase his firebending power. We'll utilize in here a Parting Gust here. Same thing, you can either use this to then use as a blink spell for our deck, or if you want to gift an opponent a fish, then that means that you can use this as spot removal. Deadly Dispute here, we can sacrifice another creature or artifact to just draw some cards and make some treasures. Life of Toshiro Umezawa here, so again, we have with the deck a little bit more flavor where we're trying to just focus on, again, the exiling effects. Once it flips and becomes an enchantment creature, then again, it does trigger Zuko as well, and you can use this, of course, for some extra pseudo-ramping. Order of Midnight here, another one of our adventure spells. Either use this on the Sorcerer's Stone to bring back a creature from our graveyard to our hand, or just cast it as a human knight with flying. Blazing Crescendo here, so this with Haste Magic do the same thing. It gives one of our creatures a 3/1 pump until end of turn, and you get to exile the top card of your library, and until the end of your next turn, you can play that card. So this again will help us with pumping up Zuko here, can increase his firebending abilities, and also then just cast things from exile to make him stronger. Ratcatcher Trainee here, it'll help us create some tokens. So in order for us to realize to make Zuko more effective, we do need a lot of creatures to help us go wide. Even though the main deck only has 19 creatures, we have many ways of making some tokens. So Ratcatcher Trainee also helps us out with that. With Pest Problem, you can create 2 rat tokens, and then when you cast it as a human peasant, this creature will gain first strike. You find some prisoners here. This can either be for artifact hate, or ideally use this to exile some cards from your opponent's library. You can choose one of the cards and then help start casting things from exile. Dense Planet, I'll be sticking with making Brawl decks for now because Pioneer feels infuriating. Already not in a mood for one of the more Sonic Prowess decks. Oh, yeah. I've actually been having a bit of trouble right now with the current 60 card metas myself. So I totally get where you're coming from, Dense Planet. In fact, actually, I'm having a lot more fun with the Brawl decks. I understand also it kind of just feels like they're kind of skewing more towards it. But for the time being, yeah, I've been having more fun on stream with some Brawl decks. Having said that, our next live stream, which I'm going to try to see if I can squeeze it in tomorrow night since we are a little bit behind schedule this week. I'm going to see if I can do at least 1, maybe 2 more 60 card decks over the end of this year, and the rest of it, live streams, will most likely be Brawl decks. But I totally get where you're coming from. It's been a bit of a frustrating experience, especially for me trying to rank up just a little bit. It's been Not fun. Daily Jake, Wazah, how are you? Hello, my fire friend. Good morning, and how are you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Dense Minute, but making progress on rare lands for Orzhov. Well, that's good, though. That is good. By proxy, good morning, my fire friend. You're looking a little excited there. How you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So all of you that are coming in right now, we're just going over, of course, our budget version of Firelord Zuko. We're still going over the rest of the deck text, so I will, of course, jump into the chat in a bit once again we finish this up. So let me continue on. Excuse me, by the way. Young Pyromancer here. We do have a lot of spells at instant and sorceries, so this can help us again go wide by creating for us elemental creature tokens. Zuko Firebending Master here. This one also is again a nice representation of Zuko here. You can say it literally says here he's changed. So this is again as he continues to redeem himself throughout the arc. Human Noble Ally with First Strike here. He has Firebending X, where X is the number of experience counters you have. Whenever you cast a spell during combat, you can get an experience counter with him. So this will help us pump up a little bit here. Oh, getting a nice little drink there. Again, hopefully again, it's not too early for you wherever you're at, or maybe it's afternoon for you. Either way, Prime Proxy, still appreciate you being here. Zuko Conflicted, I know we just talked about this card, but actually it's again really good flavor for him. But as far as an actual card in our deck here, we throw him in because he's a human rogue, 2/3, and at the beginning of your first main phase, choose one that has been chosen and you lose 2 life and you draw a card. You put a 1/1/1/1 counter on Zuko here. You can add 1 red mana, you can exile Zuko and bring him back to the battlefield under an opponent's control. So that's actually a bit of a spicy thing. By exiling him and then bringing him back and putting him under an opponent's control, it kind of provides a really interesting dynamic to him. You actually could build a very unique deck around Zuko Conflicted on his own, but we might talk about that again in a future video. Arcane Signet here is again one of our mana rocks. Guardian Idol, also mana rock. Mindstone, a mana rock. Swiftfoot Boots is again for protection purposes to put on Zuko to make sure he doesn't get blown up. Eldrazi Displacer here. So with this, you can actually do this at will to then just blink stuff back and forth with 3 mana. So actually this can be a very powerful tool as we get to the mid or late game, just pumping up Zuko's ability. Lingering Souls here, so again, just helping us go wide with more tokens here. You can flash it back for 2. Scroll Shift here, you can exile an artifact, creature, or an enchantment, and then draw a card. Touch the Spirit Realm, this again, similar to what the rest of our deck wants. We can either use this as flex to then be spot removal, or channel it to then just blink something back and forth to again get more value. Bastion of Remembrance here. We do have quite a few moments where we are going to be losing creatures, so we want to make sure we get stabilized. So with this can help us with life gain and drain, while helping us out while we build up our game plan. Speaking of cards that help us again go wide here, we also use Sedgemoor Witch here. Anytime we cast an instant or sorcery with Magecraft here, it will trigger and give us a pest creature token, and if the token dies, we can gain 1 life. So again, just helps us again go wide with Young Pyromancer here, and all of our tokens to make sure Zuko can get more value out of our go wide strategy. We'll utilize Founding of Masho here, create 2 1/1 white ally creature tokens. Part 2, discard a card, draw a card, and then part 3 gives all of our creatures pump of +1/+0 until end of turn. Imodane's Recruiter here, one of our best finishers for the deck. Really good card with Zuko here. You can use a 5 mana to create 2 1/1 2/2 Night Vigilance creature tokens here, and when you enter with this card, it gives all of our creatures +1/+0 and haste until end of turn. So really good for our deck here. Two-Handed Axe here, this is mostly going to be a combat trick for us, gives one of our creatures double strike until end of turn, and when you cast it as an equipment, when the equipped creature attacks, it'll also double its power until end of turn, so it's good for us at any point in the game. Zuko Seeking Honor here, so again, one of his cards that kind of highlights again how he was before he redeemed himself. Zuko Seeking Honor here, 3 mana, 2/2 Human Noble with Firebending 1. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Zuko gains first strike until end of turn. Whenever this Zuko deals combat damage, put a +1/+1 counter on him, so he will get stronger as he manages to do damage to an opponent. We want to make sure we also have a steady stream of cards in exile, so Theater of Horrors is good for us here. At the beginning of your upkeep, you exile the top card of your library. During your turn, if an opponent has lost life, you can play lands and cast spells from the exile cards under Theater of Horrors. And he also has a secondary ability for 4 mana. You can just ping your opponent for 1 point of damage. Gloria, the Great Armorer here from the Omen Path set, actually goes pretty well with this deck. Whenever we attack, you get a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature, so this can be good to pump up any one of our attackers. And anytime a modified creature we control deals combat damage to a player, you exile the top card of your library, and you can play that card, so again, goes great with our strategy. Release the Dogs here, just again, no muss, no fuss, 4 mana, get 4 dogs. Teleportation Circle here. This is actually one of our best cards for our deck here because at the beginning of our end step, you can exile anything like an artifact or a creature and then bring it back. So as we blink consistently with this, it just makes our army of creatures stronger and stronger with Zuko out. Battle Screech here, again, just more token production here, makes us for us bird creature tokens. Corvald Noble Thief here creates for us treasure tokens for the first 2 parts, and the third part here we can then steal 3 cards from the top of our opponent's library and exile them, and we can play those cards. So again, just triggers Zuko. Exiled Prince, I did mention him earlier, but specifically his own ability provides for him a standalone ability here with Firebending 3. For 3 mana also, you can exile the top card of your library and you can play that card this turn. Chandra, Torch of Defiance here for 4 mana, one of our few planeswalkers, but it goes great with our deck here. You exile the top card of your library, and if you can cast that card. If you don't, Chandra just deals 2 damage to each opponent, so it either helps us pump the team, or just helps us just slowly burn out our opponents. Decadent Dragon here, so one of our also great adventure cards for us. You can exile stuff with its expensive taste size, so exile the top 2 cards of an opponent's library face down, and you can look at those cards and play them from the exiled pile. And then also it just becomes a dragon where when this creature attacks, create a treasure token for us. Prosper Tonemound. Now, obviously, anytime we talk about an exile deck, you have to throw in, of course, the all-star himself, Prosper. I actually haven't played Prosper on his own here, but again, he's just good. You just really got to play this card. He has Death Touch. He's a 1/4 with Tiefling Warlock here, and with its ability, at the beginning of your end step, you can exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you can play that card. And anytime you play a card from exile, create a treasure token. So he goes perfectly with Zuko, pumping up the team, creating for some ramp-up abilities here. It's just too good. You have to play the card. And the 5 mana slot here, Zuko Avatar Hunter here. This is another one of the Zukos we haven't talked about, but again, before he has redeemed himself here, he's hunting the Avatar. 5 mana, 4/5 with Reach. Anytime we cast a red spell, we create a 2/2 red soldier creature token. So again, provides for us another way of creating for us great value by getting us a go-wide strategy going. Abazat here, Ghost Council here for 5 mana, so it's a little bit tough to cast this card, but it's a Spirit Advisor that goes well with the deck here. When Abazat enters, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life, so great for stabilization. And at the beginning of your end step, you can exile Abazat. If you do, return him to the battlefield, so it just helps us just blinking back and forth here, again, just triggering off what Zuko's trying to do. Quintorius Can here, another one of our planeswalkers here. So this guy, what's it, from Strixhaven? Really cool card, by the way. So for a 4 loyalty Planeswalker here, tick up to then create a Wedright Spirit Creature token. You can discover 4, which means that you exile cards until you exile an online card with mana value of 4 or less and cast it for free. However, the main reason we want him is his static ability just means that anytime we cast a card from exile here, he then helps ping our opponent for 2 damage and we can gain 2 life. Zuko's Exile here, one of our few catch-all spells. It's expensive, and there are many other more efficient ways you can actually do some spot removal, but again, for flavor purposes, you have to throw this in here. This is a colorless lesson here for instant speed. You can exile an artifact, creature, or enchantment, and then it's a controller will create a clue token. And then finally, our last card here, which is technically a 2-drop, but also can be a 6-drop for us, Dollmaker Shop / Porcelain Gallery. On the 2-drop slide here, anytime a non-toy creature attacks a player, create a 1/1 white toy creature. And on the 6-drop slide here, one of our best ways to finish off our opponent here, we can give all of our creatures a base power and toughness equal to the number of creatures we control. So if we go wide here, this can pump up our whole team and make them absolutely powerful against anything our opponent throws at us. By proxy, I found this channel when I was looking for an Arabella Haunted Hall doll deck for fun. Oh, well, thanks again for popping in and stumbling onto our channel here, and I really appreciate you popping in. So hopefully that deck worked out for you. If you have managed to play it, let me know how it works. Were you trying to look for something on the budget side? Or were you looking for something at Brawl or Pioneer? Because I actually made Arabella for both formats, and I think both of them actually work very well, all things considered. But otherwise, let's see, where was I at here? Sorry, I'm trying to lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, that's right. So let's finish up, of course, the land base. And then, of course, we'll begin with our actual deck itself. So we'll, of course, keep it budget because, again, that's how we're going to start for the first half of the stream. 7 plains, 6 swamps, 8 mountains, and we'll throw in all of the tap lands we can muster up here. So it's going to be mostly the desert lands from Thunder Junction here. We'll throw in some of the life gain lands, and for flavor purposes, we'll throw in the Avatar lands. So we'll have Forlorn Flats, Misty Palms Oasis, Scoured Barrens, Bloodfell Caves, Boiling Rock Prison, Jagged Barrens here, Upbraided Bluffs, Sunblessed Peak, Windscar Crag. We'll then have our Triland Nomad Outpost here, Shattered Landscape for one of our fetches, along with Arid Archway to bounce back anything to recast. Command Bridges, of course, is going to help us out with some tapping and fixing. Command Tower is a staple for any kind of commander deck. Demolition Field for non-basic land hate. Escape Tunnel is one of our other fetches here, along with Evolving Wilds. For some pseudo-graveyard hate, we have Pit of Offerings, and to finish off, Promising Veins, which can be, again, a fetch, but it's also just perfectly fine as a basic land itself. And that is, for us, the whole deck in a nutshell. MTG Hillbilly, hello, and good morning, my fire friend. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. You just caught us right now on the end point of us finishing up our deck tech, but now we're actually getting into the most exciting part. So of course, let's take this into the Brawl format. Let's see if the Fire Lord of Exile can do some stuff on a budget, and let's see how well the deck can do. Whew, as always, everybody, appreciate y'all sticking in there for the whole deck tech itself. It's always a little bit little bit lengthy to try to cover an entire deck from top to bottom, and that is the Brawl deck. Here we go. Let's lock in.
It's time to
Yeah, all right. Okay, so let's see here. We have a lot of ways of blinging stuff, but we don't have a third land drop. We only are going to have Zuko here as our only creature for the time being, but that's fine. Our opponent is playing Hebe, so we will get to Hebe and Shrines eventually later this month, but we are going to try to see if we can pull that off on a budget here, because Shrines now are just absolutely bonkers, but we'll get to that eventually. So they're playing right now Rise of the Redeemed, masked right now Zuko. Alright, Anthem of Champions, alright. I'm going to start popping up their creatures. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry, we still got time. Alright, let's sacrifice the Wild and Wilds. And then we will get out, I think we'll get out a red source. Alright, opponent, we got another Plains. So for now, we'll put down Airbender Ascension. Bounce away Zuko, or I say Rise of the Redeemed. So that does buy us a little bit of time. Do they recast? They do. Okay. But he can't attack this turn, so it gives us some time to look and do some things. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we got another mountain. So with that, let's see. What do we want here? I guess, unfortunately, the Shrouded Shepherd's going to have to come in as a regular creature. Not for any major value, but technically it does help with Airbender Ascension. Okay, so opponents. Hebe coming in. That's a big spirit. Okay, go Shintai of Lost Wisdom coming in now. So it's going to start milling. Okay. So from here, let's see. I think we might have to actually... We'll do it this way. Battle Screech. Okay. Pumps up. Airbender's Ascension. Battle Screech again. Tapping 2, or actually 3. Nice. So Battle Screech is now online. Blink back the Shrouded Shepherd. Alright. Nice. So this will help us now, of course, just help make sure we can start blinking stuff and getting more value out of our deck. Okay, let's see. Goshentai of Hidden Cruelty. Okay. Ooh, not the one we wanted to see. But we will see if we can get around this. Okay, they do have 1 mana open. Okay, so they will destroy the Shrouded Shepherd, of course. Alright. Abrada Bluffs. We still don't quite have our final source we need here, but that's okay. So I think our next solution here is going to be, we're going to have to start exiling... We'll start dealing with their Ghost Shintais in a moment here. Spirit Oasis. Okay, so Parting Gust. We will gift it to get rid of the Hidden Cruelty. We can't allow our stuff to get completely blown away. Okay, they'll draw some cards. But at least one of their more spot removal shrines is gone. Okay, opponents, what you got? We really need a black source, though. If we can get a black source, we can finally start doing our really cool game plan here. Okay, opponent, swinging away still. Okay. Okay. Can't really block for now, so this is very awkward. Opponents. Okay, do they activate? They do not. Okay, Founding of a Moshu. Okay, well, I guess we're going to start just going wide with tokens now. Okay, opponents. Make some tokens. Make some allies. Airbender Ascensions just keeps getting more counters. I kind of wish we can actually trigger another ability with it, but I guess that is what it is. Okay. They make a token. Oh, you go into the air. Down to 17. Sipman nothing. Okay, so right now, if we can maybe just... I guess we're going to have to start using our allies here to start blocking some of the bigger hits we're going to have to take. While we can still take the time to bump up our whole team. Maybe we might get there. Opponent still has 5 cards. They're fixed pretty well for us. They don't have everything, but they can still kind of cast everything. Okay. So let's see. What do we got here? Opponents. They're still thinking. Okay. Another mountain for them. Calyx. Okay. Of course, Calyx is going to be very good for their deck here. Not good for us, but we're going to try. Guessing they're just going to swing here. Yep. Big swing. Okay, so with that, can't afford all those hits, so block 1. Ooh, not good. Still have yet to actually get Zuko to do anything because we just don't have the right mana. Okay, opponent. Millen. Millen. Okay, so none of those actually helped us, but let's see. Come on. Okay, finally we got our black source, but is it too little too late? Alright, I guess we'll throw away Theater of Horrors. Draw another card. Okay, so we got our black source finally. Okay. And let's see here. I guess we'll play Immodane's Recruiter. Another quest counter. Gives our whole team a little bit extra swinging. So with that, can't even use Fire Lord Zuko's firebending, so dang. Okay, so I guess at this point... Wait, can we even swing? That's 8 damage to them. But, no. Okay. No attacks. Dang. I really wanted to get that big swing in, but I don't think it's going to help us out here. So for now, Immodane's Recruiter just gets blinked back and forth. But with Fire Lord Zuko out, they actually do get pumped now. Okay. So at least maybe we can sponge a hit. But I don't know for how long, though. Okay. Ava, Loyal Sky Bison. Okay, so they will airbend away Hebe. Okay, so they're going to try to get another cast off of Hebe here, which means they will get out a Shrine card. Okay, so they got Hoden of Life's Web. So, oh boy. That's going to be a lot of spirits we're going to have to deal with. Okay. Sedgemoor Witch. So it gives our whole team a big pump there. How do we do this here? Sedgemoor Witch. Okay. Justice Source Portal here also can help us out here because we can go wide. No attacks yet. Blinking Immodane's Recruiter again. Whole team gets pumped. I mean, now we actually have quite a few tokens that will help us out here. But we got to get a swing in before that spirit itself completely blows us away. I don't know. I don't know, everybody. Maybe if we can get a couple more tokens, maybe we have a shot. On the other hand here, if they do try to get cheeky now, Justice Star's Portal can blink Immodane. We get a pump from that, and Zuko, and Sedgemoor Witch. That might actually help us out here. So I think in the next turn or so, we're going to have to actually pull off a swing. But our opponent's going to also going to deal with that. That Goshen Tai flying is the only thing holding us back from a victory here. Okay, opponent's not going to swing. Wow, we're at a stalemate now. Okay. Do they mill us? No, they do not. Okay. Ooh, Flicker of Fate too. So, can we do this here? Corvold Noble Thief. Make a treasure token. And we pass. Oh man, we're close. The only concern is those spirits are going to start accumulating quick here. Okay, Hebe. Okay, Blink. Okay, still getting stronger here. But I think our opponent might have actually gotten us here. Goshen Tai of Boundless Vigor. Okay. Dang, it literally just came down to that one Goshen Tai in the air that's kind of killing us here. Okay. And what was it? Oh, dang it. They actually put now lifelink thanks to Yuna there, so okay, I think we're dead. I'm just gonna swing with everything. Actually, oh, they only swing with 4 creatures? Okay, so we can take a couple hits here. 1. Oh, actually we can't wait, we can't block with it. Oh man. No. Okay. Alright, opponent got us. Those spirits are unblockable, unfortunately. So even if I blink everything right now with like Flicker of Fate, Justice Stars Portal, we're dead. Alright. My opponent didn't have to do a big swing there. Wow. Absolutely terrible there. Dang. Oh well.
That's rough, buddy.
Yep, you're telling me, Zuko. Alright. Moving on. That's fine, everybody. We came close to stabilizing there pretty well. We just couldn't go wide enough with enough tokens to make our game plan work. Literally, we were just held back by 1 flying shrine. That's okay. You at least kind of got to see a little bit of, again, what Zuko's trying to do here. It's all good, though. So with that, we'll move on to the next match here. And hopefully this time around we can make a Zuko really, really shine. So while we're loading up our next game here, how's everyone's week been going so far? What is it? Are we on? What, I've lost track of the days of the week, everybody. What, today's Friday? It's Friday, isn't it? But otherwise, yeah. So how's your week been going so far with everybody? Hope you all been having a good week. Has anybody been doing any shopping? Has anybody been buying or gifting, if you will, magic cards for anybody? Let me know in the comments, everybody. I would love to hear from you. Okay, we're still waiting for our opponent to show up, so a little swig of water here. All right, there we go. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna be playing against another opponent here. I have been noticing, of course, since the avatar set's been dropping now, literally we've been playing nothing but against decks that are avatar decks. So it's actually been kind of nice to know that people really responded very well to the set. Definitely a lot of fans out there. For player Mountain, Clockwork Percussionist, a little monkey toy. First point of damage. So we're playing against a person that's using Toph here. Toph's also another card we definitely are going to go into on another future video. So don't worry. She's coming too. Great Divide Guide. Okay, so that means they're going to be ramping very quick here. Okay, so in the meantime, Forlorn Flats. Another opponent for 1 there. No attacking with the monkey. We'll hold back. MTG Hillbilly. I'm waiting on a gift for my wife to arrive today. Well, that's nice. Is it bad for me to ask, like, what you got her? She's not on the stream, is she? Or is she more like she knows but doesn't know? I don't know. There's something I've noticed that is actually a very interesting thing when it comes to people out there when it comes to gifts. Some people know what they're getting, and some people like surprises. Are you out there a person that likes to be surprised with your gifts, or do you like to know somewhat what your gifts are going to be? Okay, Candy Trail. Okay, opponent is definitely going big with those little mana rocks and food tokens. I think maybe next week we'll see if we can try to do Toph. I'm excited, of course, to see if we can make that work. Until then, though, let's see here. Firelord Zuko, so the true Firelord coming in. We swing. Firebend 1, down to 20. All right, and then this Zuko here seeking honors is going to start getting stronger here, so that's good. Okay, Plains for our opponent. Toph, the first Metal Bender coming in. So now it converts all of their mana rocks into actual lands. That's actually kind of a cool ability. But we can't have that go off for too long yet. Okay, opponent plays the One Ring. So he Earthbends with the One Ring here. That's actually kind of a neat trick you could do. Until then, however, okay, so how do we want to do this here? I think Bloodchief's Thirst. Take out the Great Divide Guide. Alright, so that's down. Toph's ability there is still something to handle. Okay. So for now, no attacks yet. Although the One Ring is awkwardly turned into... That's hilarious, by the way. It's like a legendary artifact, creature, land. And it actually is indestructible, so that's actually pretty crazy. However, it still will start pinging away at our opponent eventually. Okay, they put the Ether Spark on it? Okay. That's neat. Okay, nothing yet. They earthbend some more. Okay, so it looks like they're going to try to go in on the One Ring here, but we do have ways of getting around that. So let's Demolition Field. And what do I want to get rid of? Let's get rid of the Jetmir's Garden. So thankfully, even though Toph can do things with earthbending, remember, her earthbending doesn't turn anything indestructible. Only key cards might actually have that. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can start trying to get what we need out of the way. And I have a absolutely dirty way we can get rid of the One Ring. So let's see. First off, we'll get a Swamp. So we have better fixing. MTG ability. Oh, she's in the next room. Okay. Well, if you don't want to say anything, don't worry. We'll just kind of keep that quiet for now. Okay, so let's see here. I think our best solution here is Parting Gust. So hold on. Yes, Parting Gust. Get the tapped fish. Okay. Zuko will gain first strike here. We exile the One Ring, so because it's a creature and a land, we can now get rid of that, and that helps us out here a lot. Okay, so our opponent will try to draw one card. There we go. That is gone, opponent. Sorry.
That's rough, buddy.
Okay, so we were able to get rid of the One Ring. And now it came back, but at least it's not a creature land for now. So with that, we can go after the Ether Spark. So we do get some red mana here. Opponent. Do they block? They don't. Okay. The Ether Spark is down. And then we'll play Greedy Freeboater. Pass here. We want our opponent to attack because I really want to take advantage of these cheap cards that we actually don't mind losing. Bitter work. Okay. Our opponent, I would say this. They do have... They would definitely went in on the flavor for this. So that's actually kind of neat. Our opponent doesn't have a reason to attack, so they're going to keep turning the One Ring into a creature, which is also kind of annoying. Okay, until then, I guess we'll bring out Zuko Exiled Prince. At this point, our board state has like 3 Zukos. We actually almost achieved, I guess you would say, yeah. We have like 3 Zukos, and we have a 4th one in hand here. I'm hoping we can actually get all 5 out. That actually would be pretty sweet. Oh, think of the flavor win if we can actually pull off a victory here with 4 Zukos on the field. Okay, opponents. Anything else? Okay. So Toph right here still has everything set up to be annoying. Okay. Karn. Okay, they make a token, a construct. Explore. Alright. Man, we got lots of Zukos. We got Zukos for days here. Okay. Still coming up from One Ring. Okay, got another Swamp. That's good. So I think at this point, Theater of Horrors. Okay. Zuko here gains first strike. And then we might start blinking stuff back and forth here. No attack still. Trying to keep the board state for a little bit longer here. Okay, opponent wants to keep drawing cards with the One Ring. That is greedy. Now they're at 17. They're going to have to start blinking away the One Ring itself also if they want to get more value. Legend of Kyoshi. Okay, draw cards equal to the power among creatures they control. Okay, that means they get, wow, 5 cards. Ugh. Maybe if we could stall out for a little bit, maybe that might help us out here. Okay, so how do we do this here? Alright, so Gloria, if we start attacking, we'll put counters on things. That helps us out a bit. Okay, opponent is swinging. That's fine. Oh, no. Oh, dang it. I was really hoping they were going to give us some value there. Okay. For now, I think... Exile. So this Zuko will come back to us in a bit. Okay, got a Plains. Sedgemoor Witch. Okay. Gloria. Great armor. No attacks. Zuko here comes back. Alright, the whole team is getting pumped now. Alright. So now we're at a point now where we can start also utilizing Zuko Exiled Prince's ability. Okay. Still building up a good board state here. We're going to see. Can we do it here? Our opponent definitely has more cards than us, but they're at 15 life, and the One Ring is slowly pinging away at them. They're going to start making a swing sooner or later. Okay. So then, right? They convert the Ichor Wellspring into an 8/8. Oh dear. No! Okay. Looks like our opponent now has what they need to actually stop us. So now everything is a big creature here. They don't have trample, but they are going to get bigger now. Okay. So we literally have to sponge one hit here. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but we're going to try. Okay, opponent, what basic land are you trying to get? Okay. Okay. Pumping up everything. Okay, making us dig out some cards. Okay, what would I give them? Okay, hold on. How's this work again? Okay, hold on. Okay, they can have... They can have, of course, the weak Batterable, and they throw away the Primeval Bounty. Okay. Opponent's probably going to swing here, obviously. Yep. No surprise there. Big swing. They'll draw another card. Okay, so sponging a hit here to make sure we don't die. Block the Ichor Wellspring. Freeboater, also a block. One of the constructs. Okay, so that means we take 14, 22, 26. Okay, so that actually is Xaxes there. So with that, block the Candy Trail. Okay, so we got, we will lose the essential creatures that we needed to go, just so we can get some value off of them. But is that going to be enough? Okay, Fragmentize. Do we want that? That might be good. So we'll exile that. Okay, opponents. Sorry, trying to mumble here. Okay, can we pull this off here? Can we do it? Okay, we exile another card. Alright, so the Witch and an Evolving Wilds. So with that, Mountain. I don't even know. Okay, so Fragmentize first off here. We will blow up the Wellspring. Pumps up everything. Okay. So they will get their card, but unfortunately they keep getting their lands back as stronger stuff. Okay. They just pumped up their whole team. Dang, this is so annoying, by the way. Exile one card here. Oh, dang, it's another land. Okay, so... Okay, well, yeah, we're going to be dead no matter what. So, alright, Zuko, swinging in with everything we got. Put a counter on stuff. I guess we'll put it on our Lord Zuko himself. Fire event 1. Fire event 8. So what's nice is all the mana we can get, but it's just... Dang. Just so annoying, though. Okay, we ping. Just the rest of that there. Oh, dang, we can't even, like, cast anything. Okay, so awkward here. Alright, we tried, everybody. What's nice was we were able to get a lot of Zukos off to actually do the thing, but all of our spells just cannot be cast at instant speed, so that actually puts us in a really goofy spot here with this. Okay, another spell. Oh wait, the Flicker of Fate. Okay, well, I guess that's something, I suppose. Actually, I don't even know what I want to cast here. Or swim. Okay, I guess Fire Lord Zuko. Okay. Okay. Part of our team was able to stop part of their plan, but that just was not enough. Kind of sad, though. All right. Opponent got us. So we'll concede here. Toots. That's just not fun for us.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah. It's okay, Zuko. We will still not give up here. We can't give up, everybody. Despite our setbacks for the first 2 losses here, if nothing else, you can definitely see it is possible to pull off a good board state with Zuko. But we just need to make sure we can actually see if we can try to close it out. Many of our opponents, of course, are starting to go wider than we can. Hopefully, maybe our next game here, we can actually pull off a go-wide strategy and get some victories going. Oh, it's actually been a while since I've actually fought against someone that's not using an avatar card. So I'm playing Heliod here. So I'm trying to remember. Hold on. So Heliod here is when it enters, return target enchantment that isn't a god from your hand. Okay. It's an enchantment deck. We'll see how that goes. We will see how that goes. So in the meantime here, we can... It's going to be a little bit slow with his hand, but we'll see if we can try to make it work. Okay. Opponent also is thinking, but we'll keep this. We don't have any red mana, but we can pull it out with the escape tunnel here. Justice Star's Portal. Play the escape tunnel. Okay. Opponents. Authority of the Consuls. Now, that's going to be very annoying for us, but we'll see if we can try to find a way around that. Sacrifice the escape tunnel. And then we will get out a white source, so get a Plains. Theater of Horrors. That'll be helpful for later. So the only thing with Authority of the Consuls is we need to find a way to blow that up, because otherwise it's going to slow down our whole game plan by a chunk. Otherwise, okay, so... Foulmire Knight, draw a card. That gets put into exile, so that'll be helpful for when Zuko actually does need to come back in. Okay, Greedy Freeboater. Enters tapped, but that's okay. Okay, yeah, we just need to stop that Authority of the Consuls. That's all we would like to do. Oh, nice. We actually did get our red source here, so that is good for us. Swing with the Freeboater for now. I'm still not sure what our opponent has, so we're going to have to wait for a bit here. If we can get maybe one more land here. Opposite Ad actually can also do stuff for us. Oh, they got Time Warp. Wow. That's dirty, opponents. But at the same time, you're not going to get that much value with the Time Warp if you don't have anything now. So I guess they really didn't have anything. I don't know. I'm not sure why you would play it now when you don't have anything going on. But okay. Whatever, opponent. You do you. Okay. So question for everybody, while we're waiting for our opponent to do their thing here, what are you hoping to get this year for the holiday season? Okay. Opponent's got Elish Norn, so that's not good, but you can destroy it, though, with this. Nice. Got that off the field. Oh, okay. Corvald Noble Thief. So that helps us out with some ramping. Make a treasure. Swing again. Down to 24. Okay, so at least we got rid of that Elish Norn, so thankfully that should be the last of it. Boromir. Okay. Spell. No mana was spent to cast and you counter it. Sacrifice Boromir. Okay. I think this might be the turn we'll bring in Fire Lord Zuko. Okay. We swing with the Freeboater because we want that treasure. Okay. So we lose the Freeboater, which is not a huge deal. Oh, Battle Screech, that'll be good for us for later. Zuko's offense. Does he sacrifice it just to get rid of it for spite? Does he? Of course he has to. He has to. Oh, Dovin's Veto. Okay. Alright then. That's annoying. Okay, for now, I guess Foulmire Knight pumps up Zuko. Okay, they gain a life off of that. Again, still annoying, but not a horrible deal for us. Oh, opponents? Oh, you gave up already? Okay, well, I mean, I'll take the win, but still. Dang, we were just about to get started there. Okay, I guess that's a sort of win. Not one I would kind of counter as a legit win because we didn't really get a chance to play that much, but that's okay. Okay, we got land off of that. Let's see if we can get a couple more games going. Maybe one or two more on the budget, and then we will go to the non-budget one. So, wow, we're actually reaching the halfway point of the stream already? Oh, time's flying today. Okay, but then again, we've had a couple of lengthy matches which have been pretty good for us so far. Even if we didn't really win them, at least if nothing else, you get to see a good idea of, again, what Zuko's trying to do. It can be very, very powerful once you get your game plan going. Oh, here we go. We're locking in for this one.
It's time to
Fire Lord Zuko versus Azula. So, the flavor battle here, everybody. Can we beat out Azula herself here with our deck? Although I should find it hilarious that for flavor purposes here, I would assume their deck is definitely full powered. And of course, like Azula, definitely is not going to hold back. Meanwhile, we are not exactly the strongest right now, but we still are going to try our best to get around things here. All right, we'll play with the Nomad Outpost first for perfect fixing. They sacrifice their fetch. So the Wooded Foothills, what you going to get? Okay, opponents. What you got? Rackus Theater. Okay, so from here, we're just going to need to take the time to actually ramp a bit here. But the Swords of Plowshare will help us out once we get to that. Having said that, again, that's also on the stack of to-do decks. So yes, we will be doing Fire Lord Azula at some point. So don't worry, folks. That is coming soon. Play the Mountain. Arcane Signet. Okay, they sacrifice a Scalding Tar now. They do not. All right. We bring in the Clockwork Percussionist, our monkey. Okay, they sacrifice Scalding Tar now. What they digging out? We don't have much firepower, if you will, right now, but we have plenty of land, so we will fix to what we need. Source of Plowshare will get rid of Azula in a pinch if we have to. Okay, Thundering Falls. Surveillin. Swing with the monkey. Okay, down to 22 opponents. But yeah, what are your, for those of you that do celebrate Christmas or any other holidays that do gift giving this holiday season, what are you hoping to get for your gifts? Let me know, everybody. Actually, I'm curious about what you're interested in finding. Play another mountain, by the way. We'll then swing with the monkey. Down to 21. Not much progress right now, but that's okay. Let's see, Meyer. Wow, they literally got fetch after fetch like that. Must be nice. I usually don't get that level of luck, by the way. Okay, so that's a lot of fetching their opponents. But I guess they're also kind of like us. We're slowly kind of sizing each other up, trying to build up our mana bases just right so we can cast what we need. We have quite a few basics for now. Okay. Okay, opponents. Got a still a full hand. We do too, but I don't know if they actually have anything we have to deal with yet. Okay, Corval, Noble Thief. That's cute. Forlorn Flats. Ping our opponent for 1. Okay, well, I guess for now we'll just slowly but surely get in some more pings with our monkey here. Do we do this now? No, we don't. We gotta wait it out a little bit more. I want to make sure at least we have 1 mana open. Okay, Gandalf, friend of the Shire. Huh, who would have thought? You'd have a deck with both Azula and Gandalf in it. Wow. Talk about Magic now in 2025. Am I right, everyone? Death by Vulture joining in the chat here. Hello, my fire friend. Good morning. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Death by Vulture is saying, I asked for 25 rat colonies. We'll see if Santa is awesome. You want rat colony? Wait, how much is rat colony right now? I know a lot of those cards that where you can, play any number of them are kind of expensive after a point. Like, I wanted to actually have something fun with like Slime Against Humanity. But Slime Against Humanity is also kind of pricey too. And don't get me started on Heir Apparent. But hopefully you get what you're looking for. I really do hope you get those rat colonies. Wow. Actually, now that I think about it, we haven't actually played a rat colony deck in a while. Maybe we should try to do another rat deck again. It's been some time. Okay, until then, let's play Misty Palms Oasis. And No attacks now. So, if it comes down to it, we can blink away Zuko here with Touch the Spirit Realm in a pinch. Okay, so rat colonies $3 right now? Wait, so 25 rat colonies and after that $3? What is that? $75 for a bunch of not rare cards? Jeez. That's a little pricey there. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm trying to get rid of Zuko here, so Touch the Spirit Realms. We will channel that. Phew. Decline. Okay, Swiftfoot Boots goes on the Murmuring Mystic. Does their opponent swing? They do not. Nice. Okay, Zuko comes back, and he comes back stronger. Okay, for now, Windscarred Crag. We'll play now Corvald Noble Thief, building up our treasures. Nice. And until then, let's see here. Alright, guess we're going to get their swings going. Okay, opponent, do you take the bait? Of course, they block there. And they block there. Okay, so with that, scroll shift while we can. Let's see. Alright. Using Zuko's own firepower, that's good. Okay, here, and then take out the bird. Okay, Getaway Glamour. Do we want to deal with that now? No, not yet. Okay. So, while we don't have any go-wide stuff going on here, Firelord Zuko is pumping himself up quite a bit, so he will be a great attacker. But we also have to deal with Azula, which should be coming in anytime soon. We'll see. Death by Vulture, that's why I asked for it, and haven't bought him. Yeah. Well, again, I do hope you managed to score that. Do you have, like, what is your... Is this for a commander deck you're already in progress building, or something brand new you're starting from scratch? And if so, which, hold on one second here. Okay. Opponents, do you have an answer? Dang, they do have an answer. Okay. So, Bitter Triumph takes out Firelord Zuko for now. I should say that's kind of awkwardly good flavor, by the way. Alright, Firelord goes back in there. Even though our opponent swings, we can still sacrifice the monkey. Okay, they do swing, so block with the monkey here. At least we'll get one exile card off of that. Hopefully it'll be something valuable. Okay, Zuko Firebending Master, that's kind of cool. Okay, we got to cut down, make another treasure. But yeah, what are you trying to build with those rat colonies if you don't want me asking Death by Vulture? I'm curious. Okay, Evolving Wilds while we're waiting. Firelord Zuko coming back for round 2. Does this stick, opponents? Alright, nice. And then from there, this version of Zuko coming in, pumping up Firelord Zuko. Alright. We're all in on Zuko here. Yeah, maybe I am. Maybe I might actually buy singles for him. I actually like him enough as a character where I might actually build a whole deck around him. But it might be kind of pricey, though. Maybe I should be asking also for some stuff. Oh, hold on. Firelord Azula here. Opponents. Okay. Okay, Azula is cannot stay in. So we have to use Swords to Plowshare now. Nice, got rid of her. Take that, opponents.
That's rough, buddy.
Okay, opponents. Okay, swinging in with one bird. Just one little bird. We're down to 24. Okay. Sacrifice the Evolving Wilds. Alright, and so that's we need... Get out of Plains. Okay, Flicker of Fate, that's good. Oh, okay. Okay, we can do this here. Okay, so Flicker of Fate Corvald here, so we can get even more value of it. Oh, okay, this is beautiful here. This is what you want the deck to do. Now here we go. Pumping up the Zukos here. And we steal 3 of their cards. So, a Finale of Promise. Cut down. I guess we'll take out one bird here. Nice. And then Finale of Promise. Okay, so... Finale of Promise. And then we can, let's see... We can Swords of Plowshare. Okay, Gandalf down. Nice. Okay, and then from here, now we actually get really kind of shine right here. Okay, we got a lot of firebending going on. Yes. Okay. Ancestor's Aid. Pumping up them even more. Accumulate Wisdom. Nice. Hey, we're spell slinging here. We're going off with 2 Zukos. Get the Fatal Push. All right. Nice. Boom. Down to 3. Okay. Whew. We almost got him on that one there. So we managed to have a Fatal Push too, and also we can create more treasures. So, okay, opponent, 4 cards in hand with Azula on the back end there. What do you got? Okay, they flick a coin to ping us. That's cute. Okay, they draw a card, make a treasure. Death by Vulture, either Marrow, Gnawer, or Ashcoat. Oh, that's cool. But I might try a completely different commander that doesn't scream rats. It's kind of surprising, but we'll see. I mean, that's actually sometimes one of the best, most fun ways where, of course, you can build a deck. Yes, it would be easy to do just a rat deck with Rat Colony, but sometimes making a spicy twist on it with something an opponent doesn't expect is also very satisfying too. Okay, opponent is swinging with our Murmuring Mystic here. Okay. Do they think they have what it takes to stop us? All right, we're going to see right here. Okay. Life of Toshiro Umezawa. All right. I think this is it, everybody. Did we get the win here? Did Zuko actually lock in a win? So, -1/-1 on one of the birds. Opponents? Do you have an answer? Oh, maybe they might have something here. Zuko always lies. Alright. Okay. Okay, we'll take out one of the birds. Because we just weakened one of the birds, but here's how we do this. Okay, so we have to go into full control mode here. Okay, get all of our firebending. Sacrifice the Misty Palms Oasis. Draw a card off of that. Come on, deck. Give me something. Dang, it's a land. Okay. Okay, anything else we can cast? Not really, but that's okay. Dang, we came close, though. So we take out the 2 birds. Okay. Still trying to get through, though. That Murmuring Mystic actually is becoming a bit of a pain for us, but okay. Okay, but thankfully next turn, both of these flip, and they do trigger Zuko again. Opponent has now 2 cards left in hand with just Azula in the command zone. Do we have a way of getting victory here? I feel like we can get a victory, but if they have removal, then that's when we're kind of going to be sputtering for a bit. Man, if only we just had at least one of our cards that could help us go wide here. Come on, deck. Come on. Show me some love. I would love to get a flavor win against Azula here. Come on, opponents. You have only just 1 Murmuring Mystic keeping you alive, and you only have 3 life left. But I think when we took out Azula with the Swords of Plowshare, that was the game changer for our deck. Okay, clock's ticking, opponents. Do you have an answer? And if they had removal, they probably would have used it by now, right? I'm not overthinking this one, am I? They keep looking at our Zukos here. Opponents? Is this it? What do you got? No, seriously, don't keep me waiting forever here. I would like us to get to the next part of this stream someday. Okay. Clock is ticking. Ticking, ticking. Okay. Okay. Come on. Anytime now, opponents. Well, while our opponent is trying to figure out life right here, again, since we've already hit the halfway point of the stream, everybody, if you are enjoying any of our budget content, you know what to do. If you haven't already done so, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're watching the content. Oh, jeez. They actually had a shout. Wow. Shatter Skull smashing there. Okay, but Firelord Zuko does survive. So, this actually still might be it for us, so. And there you have it, buddy. Wow, despite all that, our opponent tried to get rid of our Zukos here. They took out one, but we managed to get him with our other Zuko. What a flavor win for us. Yeah. Victory to Zuko beating out his sister Azula in a nice little flavor victory. Beautiful, by the way. Beautiful.
That's rough, buddy.
Sorry, I had to do that. Okay, well, I think that's a good way of actually ending the first half there. So, if you are enjoying the deck, but what if you wanted to take it to the next level? So for the remainder of the stream, as always, we will now show you an upgraded version of Fire Lord Zuko here. We're going to take the time to actually kind of go over some of the brief spots of where you want to really upgrade the deck. Obviously, the most likely thing you're going to want to do first is, as always, upgrade your mana base. So even if you don't upgrade the main part of the deck, as always, just simply upgrading the mana base alone should give you enough value just as is. So the upgrades we'll do to the mana base here to make it stronger. We'll throw in Abandoned Air Temple here. For 4 mana, you can put +1/+1 counters on each creature we control, and you can do this at instant speed. Nice job. Oh, thanks for that, Death by Vulture. Thank you for that one. Yeah, that was a very good one for us. I honestly was worried that we were going to get kind of stalled out by our own setup there, but we managed to outperform our opponent there just barely. Okay, where was I? Oh, yes. So continuing on, so the upgrades to the mana base here, besides Abandoned Air Temple, we'll put in Dalkovan Encampment here. Great for our deck because, again, goes perfectly with the Mardu colors. Helps to create for us some warrior tokens, which we can use to help us go wide. A Ganjo Seed of the Empire for spot removal. For black upgrades here, Midgard, City of Mako here, you can use this again as a sorcery speed to help just draw some cards. It's a tap land otherwise. Phyrexian Tower, with some of the extra tokens we can make with this deck, we can use this to generate some more mana. For red upgrades here, Arena of Glory here, we can use this to exert, and this is actually good with Fire Lord Zuko, so this way you can actually have him swing even faster. Quarry Mountain Monastery here to exile some more cards, which is perfect for our deck. And Fire Nation Palace, of course, for flavor purposes, but also gives us another one of our creatures, Firebending 4, to help us, again, just do some more damage. We'll upgrade, of course, all of our tapped dual lands into actual, real, good rare lands. So we'll throw in the Verge lands like Bleachbone Verge here. We'll throw in shock lands like Godless Shrine and the Surveil lands because we do have some fetches. They can help us fetch out stuff like the Surveils. So besides Shadowy Backstreet, we also throw in Blazemire Verge, Blood Crypt, Rackus Theater, Elegant Parlor, Sacred Foundry, Sunbillow Verge. We'll then keep the Nomad Outpost here, but we'll also upgrade the Savai Triome here, which can be fetched. We'll throw in real fetch lands now, such as Arid Mesa, Bloodstained Mire here. We'll throw in Marsh Flats at the bottom. Keep the Command Tower, keep your Demolition Field. We'll upgrade also to Fable Passage here. Upgrade to Fountain Port. We have a lot of tokens we can use, so we can take advantage of that. Mana Confluence here. We have to pay life, but it's perfect fixing for our deck. And Prismatic Vista to get the remainder of our basics out. Scavenger Grounds also will now be an upgrade to help just deal with graveyard shenanigans. Now, as far as the upgrades to the actual main deck itself and what stuff you want to put in to make it even stronger here, we'll cover that right now. So we have Mox Amber here. Again, just pretty much a free roll for us. And because we have more than 3 colors, we'll have 3 colors or more. Always throw in a Mox Amber if you can afford it. We want to slow down our opponent here while we build up our board state. We'll throw in Authority of the Consuls here. Other upgrades we want to give to the deck. So we're going to throw in Soul Warden now here. The reason why this wasn't in the budget deck, in Arena, it is budget. In actual paper, I think this card is, what, like $5? So technically, it kind of counts as an upgrade. At least that's how I perceive it. But it helps us, again, stabilize against opponents. Keep most of your other 1-drops here. So we want to still keep all of the spot removal as much as possible here. Actually, if you want to switch your spot removal to more red cards, you can do that as well. But it kind of, this is where it gets a bit more trickier when it comes to spot removal. If you want to maintain what Zuko can do here, for example, and if you want to take advantage of his firebending, there's nothing wrong with instants that are 1-drops here. So if you want to use something a little bit more stronger here, and again, if you're more focused on combat, throw in cards like Burst Lightning here. You can throw in Dreadmire's Awe. What is it? Unholy Heat if you want more stuff. Firebending Lesson here. You know what? Actually, I think we might try to do a little bit of that. So some of these cards here, let's see. We'll probably cut out Bone Shards, put in Firebending Lesson. That's actually more on flavor for Zuko anyway. Keep the Blood Chief Stirs because that still can be good in some options there. But yeah, you can kind of mix and match here some of the red removal if you want to do that instead. So just FYI. But realistically, you mostly are going to use Fire Lord Zuko's Firebending for more of the other instants that can help you out with stuff. And also just activating abilities. Otherwise, other upgrades to the deck that will help you out here quite a bit. We also can throw in Ragavan here. So again, when Ragavan deals combat damage, create a treasure token, which helps us with ramping, and also exiles cards for us, which we want Zuko to take advantage of. In the 2-drop slot here, we'll throw in a Johnny here, Nakano Pariah. If the cat dies, he then exiles himself and becomes a Planeswalker, which again triggers off Zuko here and can make for us cat tokens to help us go wide. Well, of course, since we're going to do some more cat shenanigans, Ocelot Pride as well. So this is also the reason why we added in Soul Warden. So we want to take advantage of Ocelot Pride's abilities to help us go super wide and also gain a ton of life and tokens. Charming Prince is also going to be another great option for us here. So we can use this to keep blinking blink stuff when it enters in. And also that's great for us because it'll make Zuko's ability trigger off more. Other upgrades to the deck, Skrelv's Hive. So as you kind of saw, one of our weaknesses in the main part for the budget deck is we kind of are a little slow when it comes to going wide. So we're going to throw in more cards that helps us go wide with more tokens. But with abilities such as Soul Warden here, gaining us life, and Ocelot Pride giving us some life linking shenanigans here, that should help us again counterbalance what Skrelv's Hive can do. Not to mention also those toxic mites gives us a little bit more of a plan B to the deck as things progress. Speaking of other upgrades, we'll throw in Bitter Blossom too. In coming up, what is it? In a month or so, we'll be covering soon Lorwyn Eclipsed, and definitely Bitter Blossom is going to be coming back into the format. So that should be a nice way to kind of hopefully bring down the price of the card. This is, I think, what is it now? A $40 card? That's expensive, by the way. But yeah, we'll definitely upgrade with that. Otherwise, other upgrades to the deck that we want. So we'll throw in Ornithopter Paradise. I realize this card probably should have gone into the budget deck, but if you can, throw it in wherever you want. Helps us again with fixing whatever we need to. Upgrades, of course, to the 3-drop slot here. We have Caretaker's Talent here. We have a lot more token production, so we don't want to take advantage of card draw for the deck. Helps pump up our tokens once we start leveling it up. Cosmograd Zenith here, another card that helps us go wide here, so it helps fix our problem that we originally had. Cast a second spell. You can either put counters on each creature we control, which is similar to Zuko here, or just start going wide with a bunch of soldiers. Eerie Interlude can help us again just exile the entire set of creatures we have and bring them all back at the beginning of our next end step. Can actually save you from certain wraths if you time it right, but also helps us trigger off Zuko an amazing amount here. So this card can also go super crazy with us with our deck. Other upgrades will be Sephiroth Fabled Soldier here. So with Sephiroth here, we can use him to, of course, sacrifice tokens we don't need, so it helps us gain life. And also he can transform into a much more stronger version of himself to help us again close out the game. Murderous Rider here. So we have some more stronger spot removal. This can either just destroy creatures and planeswalkers, and then of course just comes down as a zombie knight. We want more consistent card draw here, so we'll throw in Phyrexian Arena. Granted, yes, you could just keep a Theater of Horrors just as your own piece here, but sometimes it doesn't hurt to actually have a couple of regular cards in your hand as well. And then our other upgrades here will be Chromatic Lantern here. Just helps us with fixing our lands. In the 4-drop slot here, again, one of our best cards will be Anointed Procession here. Anytime we can create a token, we can double the amount of tokens we create. So this can be super crazy good with all the treasure production we have, all of our go wide tokens. We have a lot to work with here. Salvation Swan here, another one of our cool cards, which is a bird cleric. It has flash, it has flying. When it exiles or another bird we control enters, we can then exile a creature we control without flying and then bring it back to the battlefield. So again, just helps us blinking with stuff here. Keep the teleporting circle here. Let's see. That's pretty much should be... Wait, did I have anything else? No, that's actually it already. So that's pretty much it for the upgrades to the deck, everybody. So again, as we get into the next match, if you like either of the decks today, do not worry. Those will all be located, of course, in the details of the stream once we are done a little bit later on. So check that out if you do like either one. All links, of course, along with that, and also our socials will be in the details below. But otherwise, let's now get into the next second part of the live stream itself. And this should actually be a good one for us too. Now that Zuko's pumped up here, I'm feeling pretty confident about how he can handle himself. Okay, we're locking in.
It's time to
Yeah, all right, okay. Okay, so Go Shintai. So this is the busted Shrine Commander here that our opponent's going to play with, but I think we should be okay with this. It is land heavy, but we could go off with a lot of tokens once we get down Anointed Procession into Sedgemoor Witch. But our opponent right now is doing some mulliganing. Okay, hopefully that helps us out a bit. Okay, Rockfort Vale. So for now, let's get down Savai Triome. Perfect, fixing. We have a Sacred Foundry, a Mountain, and an Arena of Glory. So little by little, we'll start building up our opponent. Ooh, we got Phyrexian Arena too. So, keep the Glory down. We need one more black source, and Phyrexian Arena can definitely help us just keep pace with our opponent here. Mana War Loam Speaker. Alright. Nomad Outpost. Okay, so with that, put down the Mountain. Sedgemoor Witch. Okay. Opponent there. Putting out another land. So if they're playing shrines, they probably don't have that much spot removal or counter spells. So we'll see if we can kind of find a way around shenanigans. Okay, they got the Sanctum of All. Okay, so we definitely need to start going off quick. Okay, Llanowar, Moonblessed, anything? Okay, so they do turn on a land. Down to 21. Okay, a Johnny. So that actually helps us out a little bit here. But first we'll play our Anointed Procession. No attacks yet. So it's tempting to go off here. But we need to wait one more turn. I think we should be good to go. Sanctum of All. Okay. That is going to be a problem for us. But we're going to try to see if we can get around it. No blocks. Okay. So at the beginning of their upkeep. I don't know if we can keep pace with the Sanctum of All, but we're going to try. We will try as best we can. Okay, we got Mygar. So Nomad Outpost. A Johnny. Make 2 cat tokens.
Where shall we hunt today?
Let's see. I guess we can get 1 free hit in here. Down to 22. Okay, so if our opponent starts bringing in shrines to start hitting us, which I'm expecting now, we'll see. Can we get around this? Okay. So they're going to start making shrines themselves with their Goshen type shared purpose. And of course their commander comes in. Alright. Here come the shrines. Obviously no swings. Because they don't want a Johnny to flip. But we have a way of making a flip no matter what. So my guard here. Sacrifice 1 of our tokens. A Johnny flips. And we draw 2 cards. Yep. Nice. So with that, start making cat tokens. Okay. Nice. Okay, now we can start keeping pace with our opponent here, but we definitely need Zuko in here to start pumping up those tokens quick. Oh man, if I only just had some way of dealing with that Sanctum of All here. But we don't have any answer yet. Okay, which shrine is our opponent going to get? If I was our opponent here, I would probably get something that can blow up the Sedgemoor Witch or a Johnny here before they get out of control. At least that's how I perceive it. Okay, opponents. What you getting? Clock is ticking. Okay, Sanctum of Stoneface. Okay, so they are going to go with Life Gain and Drain. Alright. Ooh, down to 4. Ugh. Okay. And they now have Cryptolithrite. Okay. So at this point now... Oh, wow. Actually, we are... Are we done? Because they just drained us now with Sanctum of Stoneface, and I think that kind of killed us. I'm surprised they didn't bring out the other shrine that just ETBs and just drains. That's a new one from Avatar, and I was surprised they didn't get that one. Okay, opponent's just going to swing. Okay. They swing to our face. Okay, so... Okay. How do we do this? Obviously, we're probably going to lose next turn, but I would like us to at least survive 1 hit here. Okay, so we lose some tokens, gain some life back. Not that's going to matter right now, but we're going to try. At least to see how far we could have gone with our board state. See, just ridiculous. Okay. Fire Lord Zuko coming in. Fable Passage. Activate. Okay, we would get out a mountain. We'll make some cats. We ping away Go Shintai here. So at the very least, we were able to get rid of him. At least for a turn. Let's see. Is there anything else we can really do here? I guess Eerie Interlude. Make some more tokens. Okay, they build the exile. Decline that. No attacks, of course. Okay, they both come back. So that is 2 triggers off of Zuko. Which is nice, but unfortunately because they're playing shrines, and shrines are just busted. Not much else we can really do there. I mean, I could even Parting Gust away that, and it's still not enough. So this is honestly me just doing this out of spite. Even though we do lose here because of their ability, at the very least, you can kind of see, like, now with the upgrades, you really can go super wide much faster with this version of the deck, which I do like. But yeah, they were able to go faster than us. Shrines, everybody. My rights? It's busted. And we lose. Dang.
That's rough, buddy.
Ouch. But okay, it is what it is. I mean, obviously, now that we're going to be playing an upgraded deck, our opponents are going to be a lot more stronger than before. Still, I ain't going to be mad about that. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. But in any case here, now that you kind of get a little idea of it, what are your thoughts, everybody? Do you like Zuko? Or is there another avatar card we haven't played with yet that you would like us to play next on stream? Let me know in the comments below, and I would love to hear from you. Although technically, we already have tomorrow night another idea. It is going to be for a 60 card, but I do like what it's going to do. So hopefully that deck, once I reveal it at the end of the stream, will be something that'll be a lot more fun. Okay, in the meantime here, let's play our Sylvie Triumph. All right, so we got great fixing. Death by Vulture. I have to split, but I wanted to appreciate you on what you do, making budget decks that can hang. I'd actually love to see your take on a rat deck, especially with a weird commander. Thanks again. Well, thanks again for stopping by. Actually, about a year and some ago when Eldraine came out, we actually did make a budget rat deck, but maybe we'll do another one in the future. But good to know on that one. We'll keep that one in my back pocket. Enjoy your day, Death by Vulture, and thanks again for stopping by. Have a wonderful day, and always be sure to burn bright. Later. All right, so until then, let's get out now. Skrell's Hive. So we're going to start going wide with some tokens here. All right, we're playing against Hay-Bay, so it's more shrine shenanigans, everybody. Wow, is everyone really likes shrines right now? Okay, I've got a Blood Crypt, so I guess that's fine. Play the Plains. We will play Gloria. Great armor. So with Gloria out, we can start pumping up our mites, so they can be a little bit stronger. Harder for our opponent to deal with. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to wait on Cosmograd, because I want us to actually start getting a lot of tokens, so that way Fire Lord Zuko can do its thing. Okay. Things us. Get him into mites. Obsidats. He will pass it here. Sacrificing a full passage. Death by Vulture. I'd like to see something built around Ko the Face Stealer. Oh! Yeah! We got to put that one, of course, into play at some point. So maybe near the end of the month, we can do a Ko deck. But don't worry. There's so many cards from Avatar that I've been wanting to play around. So definitely have a lot to work with there. But we will definitely put that down for as a FYI for the future. Swiftfoot Boots coming in. Protect Gloria for now. Okay, so let's see here. We'll swing here. Pumps up Gloria, so there we go. Our own little spider here is going to get stronger as time goes on. Oh, wow, they actually blocked. I wasn't expecting that. Opponents. They really didn't want Gloria to go off. Okay, well, that's a choice. So that means Hay-Bay can't come in for another turn, but I think that's because they probably want their ETB trigger again. Okay. Well, she got opponent. Present Island Temple. So that means they make some monks. Those monks also have prowess too, which is actually a little scary. Okay. Get another token. Get a plains. So from here, still don't quite have what we need, but we need to make sure. Okay. Crescent Island Temple is going to start causing us problems now, so I think... Okay, get rid of that. So that locks out their lands for now. No attacks yet. We will start attacking once we can start pumping up our tokens here. Or if we have enough where we can start going wide. But getting rid of now their Chromatic Lantern on their end does now stall them out for a bit. So we have some time now to buy. Opponent? Nothing. Okay. Good. Okay, so we need maybe a cheap card. Let's start picking us. Go to 18. Okay, Authority of the Consuls. So this helps us out a bit. Okay, planes here. And let's see. Bombs of that. Do you have an answer, opponent? Oh, they actually have them. Dang it. Ah! Okay, it's fine. I'm not annoyed. But dang, that actually was kind of a bad blow to us. On the other hand here, if they start making tokens, that actually helps us out a bit here. So they make tokens, but we gain life off of that, and they're tapped. Okay, so Kyoshi Island Plaza. So they're now going to try to fix theirs themselves, but we bought ourselves a little bit of time. Hopefully it should be enough, though. Okay, opponent, nothing else. Okay, so they will ping us. Ooh. Down to 13, though. Oh, okay, nice. So we got Cosmic Red Zenith, finally. And we got the cut down. Makes for some tokens. Put some counters on it, though. There we go. Okay, much better. Put that on the Zenith. All right, nice. Now the tables have turned. Hit their tokens. They're not 19, and they got 3 poison counters now. So now we have another way of hopefully closing this game out. Our opponent still does not have the right mana sources to get what they need. Oh, dang it. Alright, so they blew us away, unfortunately. But that's okay, though. We managed to close the gap a little bit here. Rampant growth. Also, the good news is now that we actually have 3 poison counters on them, our Skrell's Hive does activate, so that does mean that every time we swing with our little mites, they also have lifelink, so that does help us out a little bit there. Zuko. We'll actually sacrifice this token. Small price to pay, but that's okay. Draw 2 cards. We will put the mountain on. Swift with Boots goes on to Fire Lord Zuko. Nice. He gets a swing in. Fire Minute. Okay. Well, we're managing to fight our way back through this. Some way, somehow, against Shrines, which is absolutely a very hard matchup. We're finding a way to rally. And he joins up. Let's see. 5 damage to a creature, but they can't do it to us, so that's good. Bebe comes in. He is tapped, though. So they make more monks. But we do manage to at least tap them down so we can gain some life back. Okay. Okay, gain some more life. Thank you, opponents. Okay, but they are now in a state where they can finally get what they're going here. It's still annoying, though. Okay, Imodane's Recruiter's not horrible. So, Freeboater. Oh, wait. Do I have enough for this? I think I do. So, 2 tokens here. Alright, pumps up the whole team. There we go. Fireman. Down to 21. Okay, so we still managed to rebuild ourselves here, even though our opponent now is also going off. But we'll see. Maybe we have a shot here. Impact Tremors. Oh, okay. Well, now that counterbalances Authority of the Consoles to a degree. But the tokens that they create will still be tapped. So that still might help us out here. Monkey Yatso. Okay. Whenever a creature you control becomes a target of a spell or ability, you may airbend that creature. Interesting. Okay, go Shintai. Okay. Thank you, opponent. We do take pings, though, so that's annoying. But at least with Authority of the Consoles, we can still sponge hits. Okay, we're so close, though. If we can just pump up our creatures a little bit more, maybe we have a shot here. Come on, deck. A little bit more. Just a little bit more. Maybe we can pull this off here. A big spell that we can use would be great. Okay, Myeonkyatso gets Hexproof, which is fine. We're at 14. Opponent's at 21, though. Okay. Do they swing? Most likely not. Do they make tokens, though? They do. So that does ping us a bit, but we also get life back. So again, the balance is there. So this actually has to now be our turn here. We make or break ourselves here on this turn. Because if we do not, we will get overrun with tokens. Shrines, everybody, am I right? Shrines just being a little on the annoying side. Okay, so I think we can do it this way. Okay, so Immodane's Recruiter. Power for the whole team. Pumps up. We will Salvation Swan. There we go. Big swing here. All right. Zuko has to hit hard now. They have to block. Okay. Not too bad. 4 poison counters, but that's okay. All right, on with the whole team again. All right. We did what we could there, but I don't think that was enough. Even though we have a couple of big creatures here, they have 10 tokens to stop us, and also Goshen Tai is now coming into. Dang. Such a frustrating deck to deal with here. What has everyone else has been experienced with dealing with shrines now? Do you hate shrines now like I do? Yes, we will still try to do our quintessential version ourselves, but shrines just are, they used to be such a janky, derpy way to play. And it honestly used to be a lot of fun, but in Commander now, / Brawl, as you can see now, it's just, they're just gotten way so much support that just gets, it feels like it's easy mode now playing shrines, assuming you know how to build the deck correctly. So despite the fact that our opponent here still keeps going wide, they still can't really close out the game. Because all the tokens they're making, they still can't really go off with them. I mean, they can still swing with their spirits here, but I don't know if that's enough. Okay, go Shintai here. All right. So that actually might hurt us here. Yep. Dang, if it weren't for their impact tremors, actually we would have been able to sponge a lot more. But literally right now it's been a tug of war back and forth between us. If nothing else, though, it is hilarious. But this also makes me happy that we did put Authority of the Consuls into the deck. Phew, otherwise we would have died a long time ago. Okay, still at 20. Opponent's still at 8. So go Shintai here. Destroy target creature with toughness X or less. Okay, so that means they could blow up completely or... No, they got the Sanctum of... Alright, never mind. They got the Stone Fangs, which will kill us. If not this turn, definitely next turn. Ideally, if they tap out, then ironically, we actually can possibly get a win here. Okay, opponent. Time's running out, opponent. Please finish this up soon. Okay, is that it? Are they done? Please tell me they're done. Whew, okay. So do they make more tokens? They tap out. Okay. That's ridiculous, by the way. Although the triggers having to keep track of this would be miserable in paper, but it's actually hilarious in digital. Ping, ping, ping. Do they make more? Come on, opponents. There we go. That's right, get greedy. Be greedy. Get all of the triggers you want. Ping, 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 ping. Alright. They have 2 more open. That probably will blow up our Salvation Swan and our Immodane's Recruiter. Dang. So they will blow up. Yep. It's the Recruiter and the Swan opponents. Yep, of course. So those were literally our only 2 hopes of actually getting a victory here. Because without those, and yeah, we don't have anything else really to... Yeah. Ah, Shrines! Ugh, such a painful deck to fight against now. Like, everyone now just plays Shrines, and it's just stupid. I literally don't have really anything else to say against it. But, I won't ramble on about Shrines, everybody. Just breathe in, breathe out. And we'll just go into the next one. But I swear, if we're going to play against Shrines again, I'm not dealing with that shenanigans again. I would like us to hopefully get at least a couple more matches here we can have a little bit more fun with the deck. But again, the deck does do well. It's just, again, the issue is just we're getting some really annoying matchups against the same old, same old. I think today, what is it? We played against 4 different Shrine decks, but they really all just kind of play the same. Okay. Ooh, okay, it's Spider's deck, but it's actually not Spider-Man Spider, so that's nice. Finally, at least we play something else. Jeez. Okay. So for now, we got the Ragavan on turn 1 here. That's actually pretty nice. Ooh, Leyline Axe already. Okay, so Arid Mesa. So here's how we do this here. We will play, first off, play the Blood Crypt. Get Ragavan out. Okay, Monkey is ready to go. Alright, so let's look at the Monkey first. Okay, nice. Start stealing stuff. Oh, that was that was too good off the top there. An Arena Glory, and we steal their Arcane Signet. Sorry, opponent, but
that's rough, buddy.
Okay, that was probably one of the best hits we could have gotten from their deck. So stealing their Arcane Signet is a huge swing in our hand. Even if they have stuff like medallions, that's fine. Being able to ramp out faster here is what we want. Okay, so in the meantime here, let's bring in Zuko now. We will swing first off with Ragavan. Steal another card. Thank you, opponents. And Air Temple coming in. Ooh, Knight of Sweet's Revenge. That would have been a huge boon to them, but that's now gone forever. Okay, opponent. Dark Ritual. Oh, okay. So what are they pumping up? Are they bringing in Shelob already? Both the Spider Queen. Okay. That means they'll make some tokens. Okay. A little scary there, but not the worst. We'll take out one. She will get a loyalty counter on her, but that's not a huge deal for us. So let's see here. We will... How do we want to do this here? Gloria. We have our own spider, I guess you could say. And let's see here. Right, pump up Zuko here. Nice. Okay, opponents. So they do get another counter, so they can get another trigger off of her if they want.
I will call.
Let's see here. Okay, let's steal some more cards, opponents. I'm just gonna start stealing your stuff more. Okay, so we managed to get the Rampant Growth, which is absolutely hilarious, by the way, and we got a Gilded Goose, which thankfully to their Arcane Signet, we actually can cast off. Okay, so they cash in low here. Okay. Roaming Throne. Okay. Very scary. Okay, so Cosmograd Zenith. So let's see. How do we want to do this here? How do we want to do this? I think Cosmograd Zenith coming in. We will not swing yet. We'll wait it out. It's tempting to swing, but we're going to wait for a smidge. Shelob coming in. Okay. All of our spiders are now scary, but not the worst. We can still fight through them. Falcon and a Quack encampment. We can play Decadent Dragon here. Nice. Pumps up their whole team. Okay, so now we're getting a pretty big board state here. Zoni. Okay. Make some spiders. Okay. Definitely our opponent has a lot of creepy crawlies here, and they're all kind of... Ugh, they're disgusting, by the way. Definitely not a fan of spiders. I know, even though we have one spider in our deck. Okay, Dollmaker Shock was pretty nice, too. So with that, we will... Dollmaker Shock. We will... Caretaker's Talent. Alright, here we go. So... Make those soldier tokens. That's going to help us go off a lot here. Okay, so with that, does anything have reach? Okay, they have reach. So Can't really swing just yet. We need ways of getting around these spiders. But the good news is, though, we have Sephiroth and we have Eerie Interlude. So this might be what we need to do here. Whatever. Okay, block here with 1 token. Down to 4. Ugh. Oh yeah, I forgot it has trample too. Oh, Leyline Axe? Yeah. Jeez. I totally forgot they actually put that on their card. So I realize now we kind of lost, even though... Yeah, that was a goof on my end there. Oops. It's okay, everybody. So I guess I kind of gave our opponent there a free win. Okay, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Shaking that off. So with that, let's continue on. So looking at the clock right now, I think we're probably going to be able to squeeze in at most 2 more matches, and that will be it for today, everybody. I still appreciate all of you who have shown up today to the stream, and I really appreciate chatting with each and every one of you. But we will still try to see if we can get another stream in tomorrow night in the evening. Again, I'll make an announcement later on tonight about that. But before we go, as always, we do like to remind you that once we are done with the games here, we'll do a quick little wrap of the deck itself, the good, the bad, the ugly, and of course we'll give you a nice little sneak peek as to what's to come for the future for live streams, our next deck tech, and everything else coming up. So stick around a little bit longer, everybody. Don't worry, we still have a little bit more to do, and we should be able to then wrap up here. Oh, we actually got Prosper in our hand here. That's nice. We haven't actually had a chance to play with Prosper the whole stream, so hopefully this will be the one to do it. Shadowy Backstreet. Ooh, a Johnny. Okay. Oh, a Johnny here. Onslaught Pride. Wow. We got all our cats. That's Perceptional. Okay. So our opponent's playing Zurgo here. So it's actually Mardu versus Mardu. That's kind of cute, by the way. Onslaught Pride. Meow meow. Okay. Funeral. Okay. Whenever a creature controls dies, they lose 1 life. Okay. So, with that... we'll play a Johnny here. Nice. That's a token.
To the hunt.
Swing with our Onslaught Pride. Now we start going wide with cats. I wonder if Zuko would have been a fan of cats. We've never seen him interact that much with animals in the show. I guess we're maybe what, like turtle ducks? Okay. Chromatic Lantern, that's good too. So with that, here's how we do this though. Sephiroth. They gain life, but we will sacrifice a cat. That does help us flip a Johnny here. Nice. We will make a cat token. Still they gain life off of that, which is annoying, but not the worst. Because now we can start going wide with all of our cats. Although granted, Zurgo will get a free shot in here. Let's see, whenever a creature you control... Okay. We have to find a way around that. Some way, somehow. Voice of Victory. Okay. So our opponent is going to try to make sure we can't really do much with our game plan here. Okay, they mobilize. So with that, we will... block here. Okay. Gain the life back. Drain our opponents. Lots of life gain and drain shenanigans, so it literally just goes back and forth here. Okay. Fire Nation Palace, that's good. So for now, let us play Anointed Procession. We'll pay the 1. We will... Let's see, how do I want to do this actually? Actually, let's put counters on our cats. Nice. So with that, we swing with 2 cats. Down to 19. Okay, so we do have a plan to see if we can try to get around our opponent here. Pumping up actually with our cats here might actually be the key to victory. But man, I really would love Zuko to come in now, but we got to hold off a little bit longer. Okay, our opponent is... Wow, they're going to face? Why are you going to face, opponent? Wait. You don't have a wrap, do you? What do they got? What do they got? Chrome as well. Okay, that's what they had. They're just going for the big hit here. They go up to 35. We lose a Johnny there, but that's a small price to pay. Okay.
Okay. We still life gain and drain them, though, just a smidge. So in a weird way, that kind of worked out, sort of. Okay. Okay, lots of back and forth there. Okay, so with that... Okay. Chromatic Lantern. No, we're not going to pay. So they get a card off of that. They'll play Sedgemoor Witch. They gain life off of that. That's annoying, though, but that's fine. Free swing here. They go to 34. We go up to 18. Make a bunch of cats, though. So these cats are going to be essential for us in order to actually have the rest of our deck go off. But we just need to get a little bit more value. Feed the Swarm. Dang. Well, we do lose our Ocelot Bride, but that's a small price to pay. We have hopefully now enough tokens where we should be able to pull off a victory here.
Okay, and then... Oh, hold on one second, everybody. Hold on. I think I saw something here. Okay. So it looks like we got another... Hold on. Before I continue, everybody, just a quick little FYI here. Say no to the spam. Okay. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do here? Deadly Dispute. Sacrifice one of our tokens. Decline. They get a card off of that. Since until Voice of Victory gets off the field, we can't really do anything until that's gone. Arena of Glory. Okay. And then, I guess, Prosper. Coming in. Nice. Okay. No swings yet. Exiles a card. Okay. So, with this now going on, now that we have our final engine piece on, which is great, hopefully this should be it here. We just need to sponge a hit. Wriggling Grub. They gain life. Okay. They're at 41, so they have double our life. We're at 20, but we have a lot of cat tokens. We have Sephiroth, Zuko, Prosper, so we have all of our great pieces, and we just need to find a way to close this game out here and now. Can we do this here? Opponents? Do you do anything? Whenever one of our creatures you control deals combat damage, create true treasure. Okay. Okay. Got the swamp. So, Justice Shard Portal. And... okay, this time we'll pay the 1. Even though I don't want to. Okay. Linky shenanigans there. We'll sacrifice one of our grubs here. Okay. Ooh, nice. Nice. I think we got it here. I think we finally got the win. And we'll play... oh, can't wait. We can't do it yet. Okay, that's fine. Stallmaker Shot. We'll play... Bitter Blossom. No attacks yet. Exile card. Firebending Lesson. We'll take out their Guide of Souls. There we go. That might be what's going to help us keep this going. Okay. Might gain a drain. Okay, so I think at this point, if we can just untap next turn, I think we can get our victory. The only thing that stops us now is either a Wrath or spot removal. If they take out the enchantment here, we're going to be in for a longer game. On the other hand, if we can manage to pull off the Porcelain Gallery, then we can get the victory. It all depends here on this next turn. Opponent's got 2 cards in hand. We have 1 Zuko left in hand. What's it going to be, opponents? Yawgmoth. Okay. Wow. They have a lot of life, though. Pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature. But they don't have that many creatures to sacrifice. They have Mobilize, which would be very annoying, but it's not the worst. That would require a lot of creatures to sacrifice to put counters on everything. And they can only proliferate once. Okay,
Opponents. Okay. Opponents. Technically, that could flip if they actually try to take out Sephiroth here. Do they do it, though? Oh, they will. Okay. Wait, does this actually help us out? Opponents? I don't think that was the right target to actually go after. Unless they actually want to sacrifice everything. Wait. Does that actually work against us, or does that help us? I can't tell right now. Everything's on the stack right now, but... So it looks like our opponent just wants to get rid of Sephiroth here, but he's going to keep triggering off. So he kind of goes into a, a hilarious kind of soft lock loop, if you will. What I mean by that is, every time our opponent's going to keep sacrificing, it triggers off Sephiroth, and eventually his ultimate goes off where he flips and becomes a new creature. So wait. So it does flip. Okay. So he does manage to actually weaken it a lot, but that was a lot he had to sacrifice to actually get Sephiroth to this point. But do we win? Opponent's got 3 mana open, so they can proliferate if they want to, but they sacrificed all of their mobilized tokens just to even do that. So I don't know if that was the right idea, opponent. Okay. Still do some life gain and drain, so we're still in this fight. And they don't have anything else they can really sacrifice here with Yawgmoth here, so I don't think that was the right decision to destroy Sephiroth, opponent. You probably should have gotten another creature. Okay. Alright. Well, if they want to take out Sephiroth here, so be it. We don't need him to get the victory. Okay. That's fine. So. But also what's nice is the emblem is actually on the field, so that's permanent for us. Was that worth it, opponents? Johnny's welcome. Okay, so they gain life if they want to. Okay, so I think that's it, everybody. I think we now have the victory here. And there we go. Aw, opponent, I wanted to get the swing in there. Aw. Our opponent probably figured out immediately what has happened to them. So, oh well. Too bad, opponents.
That's rough, buddy.
We got our victory, everybody. Yes, we had fun with that match here. And there you go, everybody. That was a nice way to end it there. Woo! Our opponents... I don't think they picked the right creature to weaken, but I'll take the win. I mean, either way, we were just going to dominate there. So, okay. That was a nice way to end the stream, everybody. So before we go, as always, let's now talk about the deck and whole. So, what do you think, everybody? Fire Lord Zuko here, aka the Fire Lord of Exile. What do you think? Do you like the deck? Would you play the deck in any way, shape, or form? Honestly... Even the budget version I felt was pretty good. Granted, of course, yes, we kind of got blown away a couple of times with some of our opponents, but I still wouldn't take that against the deck. This is, again, as I mentioned earlier, it's more focused on the flavor aspects of it, so that's why we have a lot of cards that are not super optimized, but it's a lot of fun stuff you can definitely put together with it. I think the total of the deck currently stands at around, I think the last time I checked, I don't remember now, $50, $60 to put together this. The price might have spiked a little bit because of the avatar cards, but it's still a fun deck overall if you are willing to build it. It should be, I think, 16 rares in Arena, so I think that's pretty decent budget, all things considered. I actually do think this can be a fun one. Might be a little bit more tweaking. I would probably say maybe we added a little bit more enchantment hate because you're dealing with a lot of shrines. But if you're going to play this with friends, I mean, you know, adjust your removal based upon your play group. So your mileage may vary. Having said that, if you're willing to spend a silly amount of money, by the way, whether it's in wild cards or in actual paper, the upgraded version of Zuko here is an amazingly fun deck. As you saw, we can get a lot of explosive turns, and this definitely solved a lot of problems we had with the main deck, which is without worrying about the budget, you can definitely spend a lot on getting much more expensive options to start making a lot of tokens, and I'll get a lot more value out of exiling things. So I definitely would recommend, if you can afford it and you really do like a deck like this, definitely invest in a much more upgraded version. But either way, both links, as I mentioned earlier, will be located in the details of this live stream. Still there? Okay. Are we still there, everybody? Okay. Oh, man. Okay. Looks like we have a small little disconnect there, but it looks like we're okay here. So let me wrap this up real quick. So our final thing that I just wanted to mention besides that is our next deck will be Earthbend Smash here. So this is built for the standard format. And this one, of course, will be our next deck tech that we're going to be doing. A full video will be coming out for that Monday morning. So check that out. we should be ready to go on that one. Decks beyond that one, we also have an Infinite Earthbending deck, so this will be a combo deck that we're going to see if